So today, my persuasive speech, I am going to be speaking about how cannabis should be considered medicine. So cannabis throughout the years have been portrayed as an addictive and illegal drug that's been abused by society. And in the U.S., there are only 8 states that consider cannabis completely illegal, which means even for medical purposes, it's still illegal. And the other states have it legalized for either medical purposes or completely legal. And the mainstream media can be to blame for the legalization of cannabis because cannabis has become a huge part of media recently because it has become some sort of trend going on right now. And people that use cannabis in the past had to do it um, illegally, so there was not much attention on the substance. And but as social media expands, there's more attention that's brought upon the substance. Cannabis can be seen in music videos, YouTube videos. It's also posted as posts on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, etc. All those social media platforms. And the use of cannabis has skyrocketed at an exponential amount or exponential rate. And I believe this is a positive change because there are many benefits that cannabis provides for our society. That's what I believe. And my first source of evidence comes from Peter Grinspoon from Harvard Health Publishing. So I ran across his article called Medical Marijuana. And it says there are so many benefits that come from cannabis, and not only the high that it gets, or not the high that it gives you, but the chemical that comes from cannabis, such as CBD and THC, which are the two main chemicals. And these two chemicals helps patients manage with chronic pain, anxiety, insomnia, and even epilepsy, which is a huge, it's a huge medical issue. And you can get the medical benefits without getting the high you get when you are smoking. Um, all you need is just the CBD part of the cannabis, which is also known as cannabinol. And I quoted from his evidence, or I quoted from his article. About 85% of Americans support legalizing marijuana, and it is estimated that several million Americans currently benefit from CBD, from relieving insomnia, anxiety, spasticity, and pains to treating potentially life-threatening conditions such as epilepsy. And from what I've heard and from what I've read from Dr. Grinspoon is that, cannabis is a great use for medicine. And so far, that's all I've read, to be honest. And another source of evidence that I wanted to include was an article called Medical Marijuana FAQ from WebMD. And this article includes more beneficial details of cannabis that is also important to know about. And benefits of cannabinoids also include reducing inflammation, relieving pain, killing cancer cells, slowing tumor growth, and it also helps cancer patients with vomiting and nausea when they're going through chemotherapy as well. And it also boosts up their appetite, which is a huge issue for cancer patients. And however, there are side effects of cannabis, such as when you smoke, you usually get bloodshot eyes, which is when your eyes turn really red, and low blood pressure. You get depression, dizziness, fast heartbeat, and hallucinations at times. And these side effects may happen often or not at all. This depends on the user and their tolerance for the substance. But from what I've heard and read, and from my experience, this doesn't really happen often. And another harm that cannabis can cause is to your lungs, but when you smoke it. But due to the increase in the usage of cannabis, you could also take infused foods such as cookies, brownies. You could really just infuse it with anything They also made oils, creams, lotion, and of course you can smoke it as well, but I suggest you not to. There are so many benefits that come from cannabis. Very much like other medicines in the market, they do have their side effects as well, but I think the benefits really overcomes that. Um, you can take painkillers as an example. Painkillers, they include a chemical called opioid, which causes the body and mind to be relaxed and gives people a sense of high. And opioid is opioid is proven to be very addictive, according to the National Institute of Drug Abuse. And there are also many cases of overdose as well. And another important fact to remember about this medicine is that the fact that it contains the same chemical as heroin, which is opioid. I apologize, my camera died. But as I was saying, it contains the same chemical as opioid, which is a highly addictive medicine, and it may cause death due to overdosing. And comparing painkillers to cannabis, cannabis is simply another painkiller without getting addicted or overdosing. It's just painkillers without basically death. And personally, I'm not a consumer of cannabis. However, I have been around the substance, and I have seen what it does to people. Everything I've read taught me that cannabis is a great medicine, and and it really helps heal people, you know, physically and mentally. And I've witnessed that in my personal experiences. And statistically, there haven't been any deaths relating to cannabis, but many people out there in the world are abusing it, which I understand. But I want to believe that people are using this substance to their own personal medical issues. And that concludes my speech. Thank you very much.